Good evening, televiewers. You're welcome to Prime Art today's edition. An edition that is dedicated to discussing issues touching on our relationship and marriage life. We are this evening going to be looking at how to manage pressure, demands, and challenges when it comes to celebrating either the Christmas or New Year as a family. How do we prepare our minds? How do we even manage the pressure so that we do not go into the flow of competing and comparing with other persons? Do we take into consideration what we have as money and other factors that have accompanied our lives? Do we consider that this is a moment to get more into spirituality, or we go with the free flow of the society to also show that we are living so well? We are discussing this with our panelists who are in the house. Apostle Ambe, Valentine. Ngwa is a permanent consultant. Good evening, Apostle. Merry Xmas to you and to everybody watching us.
Good evening, Mr. Leo. Merry Christmas to Cameroonians. Merry Christmas to you, Mr. Leo. Welcome to today's edition of Prime Hour. We are very happy to be here today after a very long break. And we say God will help us manage this topic and give you very, very sensitive answers.
Okay, some persons are already writing to find out whether we are not live. We are actually live. We also have just been joined by Apostle Alfred Esingie, who is an expert in this domain. We're glad to have you with us this evening once again.
Good evening, Mr. Leo. Good evening, my fellow panelists, Apostle Dr. Ambe, Valentine, Ngwa. It's a privilege to be here today. And every time we have an opportunity to serve the public, we're very happy.
Okay. We are also going to be hearing from Miss Asanji, Yvette, the mother of our prime baby out there in Bamenda, Northwest Regional Capital. We are starting with you, Apostle Ambe, Valentine, Ngwa. Relationships and marriages are always very shaky once we start hearing of the December month first and foremost, and then the Christmas and New Year celebrations, so beginning with the coming of bushfallers coming into town to create new relationships or to concretize some of them.
Yes, Mr. Leo, December is a month of festivities. It's a month of not just Christmas, New Year. It's a month where most marriages are held. Traditional gatherings also do their sharing of the money assembled throughout the year, other activities. You can see the atmosphere becomes very charged, and there's a lot of excitement, and there is this notion, this consciousness that a big, very, very great day of celebration called Christmas, New Year are fast approaching, and there is this frenzy, this excitement that sometimes carries both married women and girls who are engaged to people to always want to have new things, because some people never outgrow Christmas and New Year. They want new dresses, they want new perfumes, they want to be taken to places. Even if you have taken a woman to a place 5 times within the year, in the month of June, April, May, when it comes to December, you must repeat it. Let that particular month let it be recorded that she also went out that month. To me, when it comes to the issue of marriage people, I think if a man does not plan his family very well and instill a culture in that family, that's when you face such challenges. If you make it a duty or you establish a culture from the word go that in the month of December things should get different and then there should be demand for so many things, that's a culture you have built in your house. You'll always be forced to meet up those demands. But there is a culture you build from the very beginning in the hearts of your children, the heart of your wife, that when periods like that are coming, they understand how things operate. I've built such a culture in my house. It's true, we always buy children new dresses, new shoes, buy them toys. But for my wife and I, there's nothing new. Sometimes we sit us in the house till the next day, because I built that culture from the very beginning. But some people who have built the culture that in the month of December, they one must have a new dress, a must new shoe. Not every time is good. Sometimes things are difficult. When that period comes, the woman does not want to listen again, not because she's a rebellious woman, but because you have built a culture over the years that sometimes it's difficult sometimes to break out of that culture. So you'll be forced to cough money or to bring water out of the rock in order to meet that demand. When such an atmosphere is built in the house, it becomes very difficult to take it away. And that's the reason why we urge men to start building a particular kind of culture in their homes as soon as they get engaged or they get married. Build that culture that will never put you under pressure, under tension. The culture that will never drive you crazy when certain excitement come around. Build the culture in a woman that will make her understand that when it is good, we enjoy. We don't have to enjoy because it's Christmas. Every day is Christmas as long as the marriage remains romantic. If you make it a seasonal something, then you guys will be waiting only for when Christmas will come before you enjoy Christmas. Okay. I think for couples, every day should be Christmas. No matter how small it is, a stick of soya by the roadside, you and I go for 500 francs, that's Christmas. Make it a duty. When it becomes habitual, that one of you enjoy yourself, if it is not once in a while. But some men will stay also throughout the year. They will not buy any new thing for the woman. They won't take her out for a drink. They won't change town with her. And then they are waiting that December woman. That woman has been built to understand that life exists once in a year. And when that particular period comes, when she has to take her birthright, because it now becomes a birthright. You don't give her that birthright, it becomes tug of war. And there are also children also who don't eat certain things in their houses, and they only wait till, like some of us, we grew in houses where you eat bitter leaf and cocoa, turning cocoa, right? Before you eat rice, it's December. You start thinking of chicken, it's around December. How do you wear a new clothes in January? It's a crime. February is a crime. So you were waiting. So that period when it comes, if there's no chicken, there's war. But a home where children eat chicken consistently, a woman is being taken out from time to time, she will not wait till December. So sometimes women get too desperate where you make it a culture that is only that period within the year that she has the privilege to enjoy, and also children.
Okay, Merry Christmas to you, Nongo Robinson, Christian Patem, Fuan Marco, and Siprano Njisem, Constantino Swefki. Merry Christmas to all of you watching us using our Facebook handle. How do we explain the fact that Christmas comes and New Year comes once a year, but so many problems are built around it? When couples or persons who are in a relationship know that they are going to be living in this relationship beyond the Christmas season. Merry Christmas to you, Abong Yvette.
Yeah, Mr. Leo, I want to say that no matter what we say now, this thing used to be very serious in the past. But the Chinese has helped us a lot.
Okay.
The Chinese has come and brought dresses for 1.5. You know, you buy shoe for 750. You will buy a chain and earring, you know, ensemble 1,000. And you know, everything will be very cheap. So with 5,000 francs, you can buy a whole lot for your wife during this particular period, and then she'll feel very good and very fine. You just need to use a nice package and then make it to happen. Now, let me say that anybody that does not want to make the family happy during this period is just a wicked person, especially if you are having a job or you have something you can offer to people. You're just because it's a festive period. It's a period you make people happy, and then you try to get some things. Because even the chicken we are talking about that used to be very scarce, Chinese has helped us to make it to be very cheap, because we have a lot of them that they have been produced for 2 weeks. You know, in 2 weeks you have good chicken. In 1 week, you in 1 month, 2 months, and everything. It's so wonderful. Unlike before that you used to buy Italiano shoes, and you want to buy dresses for wife and children, you must have 20,000, 15,000, 13,000, and so on. But now I think a lot of people life is very easy for them because of what Chinese is doing to us. Well, I want to say that, but people should be able to know that seasons and times will always come and go. They will always come and go. And people should always be ready to say that, okay, this particular season should not kill the further seasons that are ahead, just like a lot of people have done. They have taken the things that are happening now to begin to cause trouble tomorrow. A lot of people are pregnant now when they were not prepared. A lot of people are pregnant for for other people during this period. I'm telling you right now, married women are pregnant for other men, and you'll be surprised to see that this time they'll just be forcing the man to sleep with them. The man will be trying to ask, why are you forcing me, why are you forcing me, not knowing that she is already pregnant for another man, and just wanting the man to sleep with her during that period, so that she will say that you sleep with me during this period now, that is why I'm pregnant, and all those things. Those are the things that happen during these periods, because people feel that they should give their body as a gift, or they should give their body as a Christmas present to people, forgetting that after that day there are other days ahead, there are months, there are years, and so many other things. We should also remember that during this period is a time where many Njangi meetings are breaking their banks and so on, and then people have to go back and pay loans that they took from meeting, because this time they will not spare you. You have to pay that money, and so you're forced to put on pressure on the man or on the woman, because it's mostly women that used to enter Jange during these periods. They enter Jange to break it during these periods and take it. And after that, life becomes very unbearable for you, because you also have to borrow and borrow and borrow to be able to pay back your debt or your loans that you took from the Jange groups and so on. This is a period that is so choked up. It's so full of a lot of things, a lot of uncertainties, a lot of joy, a lot of peace, just a mixture of everything. So be careful how you handle this period. You may want to think that you're too smart to handle it in a smart way, and the thing outsmarts you, because it's a period that has been there for too long, and there are smarter people out there who are ready to outsmart you and make life so unbearable for you. You know, some people begin to renew their relationships, especially some of the exes. They begin to look for where the other exes are. Then you want to relate happy this is before you want to discover that relationship starts again, and then you begin to destroy your long line relationship that you have had, that is so wonderful for you, that have been there for you. Now you are trying to go back and create new relationship, because you think that the festive period is a period of joy, it's a period of happiness, and you just want to connect back to old friends and to so many other people, and it becomes a really serious problem. And if you want to check on the net now, you see a lot of girls have gone on net naked, forgetting that the net does not fail people. The net always comes back to remind you that this day you did this and this day. That is kind of things. So I think that we should be careful during this period what we do. I've just touched a lot of things to introduce what we'll be talking further. Let's just wait.
Yeah, but you raised an issue that Chinese has come to solve certain issues, but do you wait for 9 months without attention from your husband to be bought a Chinese? Those women, they know quality. They will tell you that my child won't wear this, Apostle.
Yes, Mr. Leo, there are names in the market that never go away, and Chinese don't have those names. People will name Gucci.
Yes.
They will name Giorgio Armani. They will name Yves Saint Laurent. They will name all the biggest names, and Chinese don't have those names. They don't have those trademarks. So when we talk about Chinese has come to resolve problems, it has resolved a problem for the poor. There have always been a solution for the poor. Dresses came from Nigeria in those days for the poor. There's always a society. A society has been created for the poor, the middle class, and the rich. So talking about the Chinese coming to resolve this problem, I don't think they have resolved it to some greater extent, because women are too exposed with information, especially on social media. They will tell you what is classy and what is not classy.
Yeah, but is this also a season where many, either the men or the women, they blunder because they are calculating between their guy here, the suitor here, and the guy who is coming from over there to see who would best meet either their aspirations. Yes,
Mr. Leo, you know, there was this, how do I put it, fever in those days concerning bush fallers. Do you know that that thing doesn't carry people anymore? As the days are going by, we are beginning to discover that those who come from abroad sometimes even need help from us here who are here. Yes. So the girls were dribbled in those days because probably they had that somebody came from Europe or America. But from every indication, as the days are going by, we are making discoveries that sometimes those guys can hold their 2-3 million at the end of December. They buy their air ticket, come here, when they have at least 1,500,000 to enter into hotels and to enter into snack bars and dance. And then as soon as January is clocking, they take off immediately, which definitely they must have impregnated you. The girls have suffered the repercussions for many years, and most of them equally come here, make promises to ladies while they already have their wives over there with children, and then those girls have been beaten over and over. They also are getting better. It was in the 90s. When we hear that you're coming from abroad during December, we think that the whole of the world is in your pocket. Sometimes those men reach here, they will use the little money they have in their pocket manipulate girls and then have their way and disappear. Most of those girls are carrying pregnancies for men they don't even know till today where they exist and where they are going to. Most of those girls are carrying children who don't even know their father, where the father is right now. And there are others, when they finish with you, you don't have their contact anymore. They block you from every social media platform. So I think the girls are getting wiser these days. It's better you stay with somebody who has been managing with you for the past 12 months, and whatever he brings, you are very guaranteed and sure that this person is around. The person will stay with you, not somebody who comes like a thief in the night. Before you open your eye, the person has disappeared. So when girls grow, they begin to manage relationships that are better off here that you have been with the person. You see how much caring the person is, how good the person is, and then you can be able to distinguish between the person that's coming from outside. So I think the bushfella of a thing existed in those days so much, but not this time around anymore.
Okay, bushfallers, yes, the power you guys had on most of our sisters is no longer there. Okay, Merry Xmas to you, Valerie Ojong, Jonas Afongwa, Oben Chita, a good evening to you, Grids, and to you, Chifo Ozurugwe, and to all of you watching us. Have you noticed that most often during this period, we are talking about the pressure that comes, the challenges, and how to meet these demands. There are many persons who create problems, especially the men, during this period for reasons that one would not know. Is it that they are running away from the possible demands that are going to be made by either their wives or their fiancés?
Now, this is going to be very challenging for men who have multiple women. Because you go here, they ask, you go there, they ask, you go here, they ask. So finally, you are supposed to spend more than what you expected. And then, you know, I also came to realize that no matter how many women that a man can have, there's always a particular one that is like a trigger for that guy. The guy will spend all that he can spend, and that particular girl is not even interested in him, is interested in another guy. So that is what is usually happening during this period, where a girl will be putting pressure on a boy and then asking you to buy this and this and this. Why the girl will, that same dress you bought for the girl she's wearing to go for another man, that same innerwears you bought for her, she's taking it for another man. And you know, even the money you gave her, she's going to cook during this period for another man. Now, why you are putting pressure on yourself for the things that are happening, the girl is also using these things. It's a very smart thing. Even though the men are also smart, the women are also smart during this period, because the men create unnecessary problems to those women they don't like. If they don't like you, they will just bring one query, and then you want to talk, they just frown their face, and they frown their face till after January. Then they begin to fix things and make things to go very well. But the women are also very smart. They understand that after the query and everything, they say, okay, then fine, you will not touch me. You will not touch me. That is how this thing is working. The girls have gone, they are very smart now, because at first women were ashamed to be double dating, but now it is not a shame anymore. Women are ready to do runs. They call them runs. They are ready to do runs. You just need to get her number, or you get her on Facebook. You just call her anywhere she is, she'll come. And this 1 minute she has done what she wants to do, and she goes back. So when you want to begin to do your stressful things to her, it is of no problem. She knows you are nobody. You will not do her anything. What she she wants to get from you, she already got it from somewhere else. At first they were angry, they were not happy, because you are the only one they were looking up to and depending on. But now it is not the case, because they have other people they are looking up to. They have other people that. So the men are stressed up, especially those ones who want to be faithful. Those ones who know that they are dealing with people who are faithful. They are dealing with the wife who is faithful. They are dealing with their girlfriend who is faithful. Unfortunately, that girlfriend is not faithful as you think. So she doesn't have your time. What she is looking from you, she already got it from other places. She got it from other men. The Facebook has made things to be so easy for them. You know, internet, WhatsApp, and everything has made things to be so easy for them to get who they want to get, meet whoever they want to get. You are attacking ladies here, Paul. So are you saying that most of our ladies today are cheats? Is that what? Not necessarily. It's that it is the trend. If you ask even the ladies, they will tell you that they are cheaters. It is trend. Or they are cheats. I don't want you to call it cheats. I want you to call it runs. You know, runs. They do runs, girl. Runs. Yes.
Apostle, this is a serious allegation. Eh?
No, it's not an allegation. It is a very common thing now. Very common. How many minutes do you take to talk with somebody at the confines of your room or the confines of your parlor? You can sit even in the kitchen cooking and you are talking with 15 different men. It is very common today for the women. If you ask them, they will tell you it is a new trend and it is going. So you, the man, you are killing yourself for somebody that at the end of the day, the person is just going to go away and do some other thing. You know, for women, they already know that men have already been like that. They know that men have that nature. They always say men are cheaters. But we have never known women to be cheaters or to be cheats. But now we are coming to discover that the women are taking the lead, especially in periods like this. You go to hotels everywhere, they are loaded. You go to bars, they are loaded. You get to everywhere now, you will see them. I was with Apostle Ambe the other day. We were trying to pass around the Santa Lucia and Monabusadi in the Bonaberi. We were shocked to see the crowd. It was so tight. And you ask, what are these people doing here? What are they doing here? This is the same Santa Lucia that they come there all the time. How come today is so special? Because there's not even a swimming pool there. There's no other special thing that you can talk about. But people just want to come there to see the next person that comes around. That's where relationships are established. That's where you can easily get the contact of somebody. That's where, you know, people have different techniques these days as internet has come to deal with us in a very bad way. So during this period, we have to be careful. We have to be careful. Don't create enmity now, because after you will need that person.
Okay, don't create enmity now because you're going to be needing them after the festive period. But some women also become so nice. They are so kind. They do almost everything that a man wants from them. Is it a way to say, okay, when I place my demands, they should be quickly attended to?
It's that, you know, every day knowledge grows. Mm-hmm. As knowledge is growing, women have understood that the easiest way to access a man's heart is respect. Mm-hmm. When we come on television, we speak, people think we are entertaining people. We are not entertaining people. There are things people have learned of late that I can tell you it is mending homes. We have gone past that age where women use aggressive method to collect things from their husbands.
No, it has passed.
Even the idea of denying a man sex to collect something is dying. Women know how to penetrate the heart of men, being sober, being gentle, being respectful. There is no man, if you give such an attitude to, will he ever refuse you anything. So women understand these things very well now because they know how arrogant and authoritative men are. If you want to use an iron fist on a man, you will end up breaking your spine. Mm-hmm. But they now know how to access a man. As a matter of fact, you can tame a man to become like a baby if you give him the respect he deserves. Most men become too cheap to control when they see genuine submission. As a matter of fact, submission is a charm that turns men into babies. And so women have understood this secret now that they no longer go again to start dragging with men. Sometimes they will even propose something. A man may flare up or react. They won't react. They will sit quiet.
Yes.
And then time when you have actually calmed down, anybody who has reacted on something, when a woman comes back in a gentle manner, my friend, you will be broken, no matter how authoritative or wild you may think you are. And women have caught this revelation. So when it is getting to, not only when towards December, when they want to get something from you, that particular week, you look at her, is she the same person or what is happening here? The people become very sober, very gentle, yes, very loving and caring, because they want to penetrate you and collect something. And this is a key that most women are using of late. This December month like this, you will hardly hear people fighting. No, women will not fight you anymore. They won't quarrel with you.
No, you don't hear those things.
You don't hear it. We used to hear fighting those days. You're not giving money for marriage. You're not giving money for my children's dresses. No. Calm, gently. They would, out of 200,000, they will take 180 from your hand and leave you with 20 without any quarreling. Gently, nice, sober, loving. They will caress you as a child. Remove that 180. Then you hold 20. You know you're a big man. That 20,000 makes you a big man because they collected the 180 from you as a big man. You want to be big man. So the approach these days is very different. And I'm telling you, as the days are going by, in the nearby future, you will hardly hear people fighting in homes because there's so much knowledge being poured now concerning marriage, and women are trapping it, they are catching it. We have heard testimonies from this platform how women call from different areas and say, I'm watching this program now with my husband, it has transformed my husband. He now comes back home at 7 o'clock in the evening because he's coming to get knowledge. Talk less of the persons that call us privately for counseling from our home and abroad. People call us from Australia, Germany, France, America, Canada. I do video counseling from different countries in the world, telling you on how to manage issues. That violent method through which women use in those days to sometimes like trying to establish their rights, speaking really to men, is dying, because men become very, very cheap, easy to control once you give them the charm of respect.
Good evening, Mr. Liu, and to the apostles in the studio. I received the shock of my life on Friday when a girl I have been dating for more than 3 years just texted me that she's sorry that she is not in love with me anymore, whereas I believe she could never do that to me. That action killed any feeling that I would ever have for a woman. I will never trust any woman again. Yes, so many similar events happening. It's also a period of love, but so many breakups, so many problems, so many women are rushing back to their homes to celebrate. But is this also coming out of pressure from either friends, especially when it comes to women? Maybe you have a friend as a girl like this guy, and maybe you have a girlfriend and the friends going out, maybe going to Limbe, to Kribi with their guys and like, and because your guy is not viable, you may be pushed to wanting him to also meet up to standard, or a lady at home who sees the friends who are going shopping, maybe to some of these big shops, and you want to impose on your husband to also get you to do that.
Now, I want to believe that some things don't just begin immediately.
Okay.
They take a very long time. I've told these boys every time, I've told these boys, as you are listening to me now, you are complaining that a woman leave you. You have to be very careful and ask yourself, how did a woman leave you? You have a lot of challenges. Don't just fool yourself that it is this period. No, it may not just be this period. It may be so many other things. Some of you are very funny. You take the fashion you learn from the village, in your village, and then you want to come and implement it in your relationship of today. It cannot work, and that kind of a thing. And then some of you don't even know how to make a woman happy or to feel good on bed. You are rushing to have sex before marriage, and you are still rushing. After you rush, you are not doing anything serious, so it doesn't make anything. So, see, she does not even see you as a potential partner. She does not see you as someone that has a future with you. So why would she just get up and then tell you today that she doesn't want it again? That is how this thing is. Women are people that take time to plan you. And when they finally land the bomb, there's nothing you can do about it because she took a long time. She did not just get up on one day and do that kind of a thing. There is a way you would enter a woman's life. Yes, some of you don't know that you enter the life of a woman and not just the heart. There's a way you will enter a woman's life that she can't do without you. She cannot just live like that. How can you tell me that a girl just got up and tell you that she is no longer interested and this kind of a thing? It means you were not in her life. You were just there as a man trying to claim as if you can provide her needs and one thing or the other. Now, providing the need of a woman does not mean that you are in her life. There are many other things that include these things. Just like I see a lot of people on Facebook and some places now, they are writing different kind of lion powder, this powder that make people. It is not an erection that makes a woman happy or an erection that satisfies a woman.
No.
There are many other things that are involved. My brother, listen to this. There are many things that are involved in keeping down a woman and making a woman happy. Now, like this thing that people are talking about, sex. It is not sex. It is love making. If you make love with a woman, she remains in your life and she will never go out of your life. Ask yourself whether you've been matching up to demands and matching up to tasks. That's what you should be asking yourself. This kind of period is a period that a lot of people weigh things. They hear from their friends, they hear from different things, how the boy is. They even begin to check you. Some of them spy you and to check when you used to apply for certain powders. You want to use powders to make you to be powerful. And then even after you drink the powder, you cannot even still do anything. They know all those things. These girls know these things. They master it and they know it so well. A woman wants you to be in her life. She doesn't just want you to provide. She wants you to be in her life. She wants you to affect her emotional life, her psychological life, her physical life. She wants you to also create an impact in her family. Sometimes people relate only with the girl you want to be with. No. You have to relate with their family, because the family is what keeps that girl glued to you, because they know that, no, my friends are used to him, my family are also used to him. To separate from you, it becomes very difficult. You just begin to claim, no, you want to chop only you and her, you want to share only you and her, you want everything only you and her. Look, that girl can easily separate with you and nobody will help you. Nobody will, especially after you have spent money on her and spent and begin to complain that I have spent until I have sponsored her to school and one thing or the other. Let me tell you, build yourself and begin to learn. These things that people say on Facebook, TikToks and all the like, it is not a joke or fun. It is true that they don't mean it, but the truth is those things are true. They may be saying it just to get fans and to get numbers or to get people to like them. The truth is that those things they are saying are true. If you apply them correctly, listen, I say apply them correctly. You may be applying them, but not correctly. Be careful so that you don't get heartbreaks and you don't get disappointed during this period.
Okay, good evening to you, Mr. Asanji. Yvette, let's take your first reaction to this topic for tonight.
Hello, Mr. Leo. Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to my co-panelists. Merry Christmas to our televiewers. It's a period of serious pressure, serious demands. You know, women will put pressure on the men to make sure that their children equally wear Christmas dresses. Women will put pressure on the men to make sure that they also fry chin-chin in their homes. Women will put pressure on the men to make sure that there is chicken, there is rice, there are drinks, you know. So this is a period where, honestly, most men go through a lot. Financial stress, especially for those who maybe don't have and they're still struggling. So the women might put them too much pressure, which might push them into doing, you know, some kind of activities which are not very good. Even young girls, I think this is the highest period, Mr. Leo, in Bamenda, where theft has increased tremendously. I mean, people close their shops at 6:30 just because of thieves. They're looking for every means possible to have extra cash to spend on their girlfriends. I mean, to the extent where people are even shot. I mean, you're coming to steal and there is no way for you to steal whatever you want to steal. Then you end up shooting somebody. That was the case of one man just not far from City Chemist. So you can see the kind of pressures. All of those things are because of pressures. People's lives are at risk because others need to raise money at all, you know, using any kind of means possible to raise money. But I want to believe that you must not eat chicken in your home just on Christmas. You must not eat, let's say, fried chicken in your home only on Christmas. You must not eat rice only on Christmas. So these are things that I think women in particular might need to understand. So they don't get to pressurize their husbands too much in a period like this. Imagine, maybe, let's say, a man that has, say, 4 or 5 children. If he has to go buying Christmas dresses for those children, obviously, let's say 15,000. You see that at the end of the day, just dresses, excluding food and others, might be, you know, going up to 100. I mean, dresses with shoes. And even with that, some women would not still appreciate in that. Find that, you know, something to appreciate. Men go through a lot. Sometimes they don't even sleep. They are thinking of how they can also make a difference in their home. I think this is a period where women need to be very, very understanding. Like I said, you must not eat chicken in your home just on Christmas. I remember there was a Christmas that my husband and I, we did not cook. Honestly, we did not cook. We got up in the morning, bathed, went to church, you know, came back, and we were fine. there were no children, of course, by then. So if you see us putting some of these, doing it's just to make the children also experience or have that feeling of Christmas. It is not like it is a necessity. So I want women to understand that Christmas we did not cook, but was it not wonderful? It was awesome. Christmas is a period where everybody is cooking. So who eats whose food? And that's why we have a lot of leftovers, you know, after Christmas. I'm cooking in my home, my neighbor is cooking, and I'm expecting my neighbor to come and eat in my home. My neighbor is expecting me to come and eat in her own home, you know. So now I'm staying on the building where I have about, say, 10 neighbors. So if the 10 neighbors are expecting me, where will I even keep the food? So we did not cook. I mean, on that Christmas, we were just two of us. We did not cook. And the Christmas was still wonderful. It was awesome. That's to make you understand that it is not like you must cook one big pot of rice because it is Christmas. It's not like you must cook 2, 3, you know, chicken in the pot before it is Christmas. No. You can still cook this chicken on a normal day and have fun, enjoy with your family. So if your spouse does not have this period, it is not something that you should put them under, you know, the kind of pressure that they might think of any other means. People even borrow. People go and loan money to celebrate Christmas. You know, they always say if you want to loan, make sure that you're loaning to invest, not to consume it.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Asanji, Yvette, for that contribution coming in there from Bomenda, Apostle Ambe, Valentine, Ngwa. We have situations where the woman may want to go out and the man says, no, you're not going out, and also, or the man may want to go out and the woman says, no, you're not moving, and there is that conflict of where to celebrate.
Yeah, I think Christmas equally by definition is a moment of reconciliation, the time to share love, the time to work together as a family. For one, I went nowhere on Christmas Day, except when my friend Apostle Esingie called me. We met somewhere and spoke for some few minutes, and then I came back. However, I sat home. Not that I didn't have somewhere to go, but I had to respect her to stay home that day with her because I think it's her right. She deserves that right and that respect for me to spend that day with her. Like I said, it depends on the kind of protocols you've established in your family. We cannot compare two marriages. No two marriages are the same. What we give here is general knowledge. If you see it important, apply it in your marriage, it will work. If it's not good, then don't apply it in your marriage. We always encourage persons to spend time together on a day like that because there's this notion that there's so much temptation out there. A woman leaving the husband back home to go out for Christmas, to go enjoy, probably in the name of enjoying with friends, is dangerous. And also a man going out on that day, leaving a woman behind, is also somehow delicate. You may want to go out on another day, but that day is very, very specific. The day is special, I could put it. For those who believe in Christmas, the day is special, and partners become very suspicious if the other partner intends to go out without taking. I was to go and meet Apostle Esingie with my wife. My wife would say, no, it's your friend, go and meet him. It's okay. That one was properly understood. But that you are telling your husband that you will not be able to spend the Christmas with him, and you are going to meet some friends, some persons that he doesn't know, it could be good if you are going to visit the man's family or your family. That one is well understood. But that you are leaving your husband to go and say, let's meet with friends, or you are leaving your wife to say, go and meet with friends, well, it depends on the culture you've built in your house. But I don't see it that way. I do not want to interfere in people's private life based on the way they have built their homes. The woman can let the man go, the man can let the woman go, but to me it's not advisable on a day like that because it becomes too suspicious, especially when you don't even know the direction of your partner. It becomes complicated.
So you think that they should sit together,
plan
family, on where they should spend
the
Christmas together, especially in the evenings.
Yes, in the evenings, especially in the evenings. I encourage the fact that they should plan where they should spend the meeting, or they better travel together, go to another town as a family, visit a family member, spend the Christmas there, or if at all the woman intends to go out, let it be that she's going to the man's family or going to her family to go and pass the Christmas there. The man would not want to go with her, because there are some men who are also static, they are not movable. There are some women who are also that kind of agitative kind of human beings. There are men that Christmas means nothing to them. We are talking in a case where the man has no value for Christmas and the woman has value for Christmas. And that Christmas is a time where she has opportunity to also to flex her muscles and also go out and exercise herself and feel free. While the man does not have value for that day. That has to do now with the kind of agreement that both of them will have to agree in the house. But I always advise that it's a time for union, reconciliation, peace. You guys could even go out, spend the night in a hotel, and talk some things out while planning for the next year, planning for the family, reason out some misunderstandings and all kinds of squabbles you have had throughout the year, because it's a time for reconciliation, peace, and forgiveness. Because sometimes there are couples who live in the house, they are just there as couples. The public know that they are married, but deep within they have separated. But in a time of Christmas like this, which is a time of reconciliation, peace, and forgiveness, I think it's time for people to spend time together, talk things out together, reason together, forgive one another, and then prepare for a better new year. To me, that's best of my understanding. That's what I think most couples should do. Not in a case where the woman says she's going to meet her friends to go and celebrate somewhere, then the man is going the other way to go and meet his own friends to go and celebrate somewhere. I mean, something is not right somewhere.
Okay, something's not right somewhere. But what of the case where either the man goes out and maybe does not come back, or the lady goes out and does not come back? How do you handle that?
Normally, this period is a very sensitive period.
Yes, because you go that I'm going to enjoy, and then you're coming back maybe midday the next day.
Yes, yes. It's during this kind of festive periods that you know whether you really have a husband or a partner. Because you really know whether your partner has other people out there. That's just it. Because it's very easy to know this. Like, let's say Valentine Day. Now, you want to spend Valentine Day with who? That's where the problem comes in. Because this one is calling, this one is coming. It's mostly the domineering woman that usually tie the man down or the woman down. Because sometimes the woman in the house is usually the coco. It's somebody you can just push anyhow. But the girl outside, you don't want to lose, because some of them are very possessive, domineering, and they have a lot of threats for you. So you are only bound to go there and say, no, you go sleep today. You need to go no place. Now for you go sleep. Especially those kind of girls that have found love with you. They have found everything with you and everything. So they are bound to hold you down and make you to sleep. Many of these women, you see, I don't just want to go into that, because it's very terrible for a married woman to go out and then don't come back during this period, and you're not even called to talk to the husband or whatever. Is so degrading, and a lot of people are going towards that part right now. You go out and you think that is the only day you could get all the things that you've been getting. You've been going out and getting and getting and getting. Now you think that it is during a festive period that you must sleep over. It's not like that. Now, this, even if you want to do some things, please don't hurt your loved ones. I want to tell you this. Don't hurt your loved ones. If you want to do some kind of things, don't hurt your loved ones. When you get to the point where you begin to hurt a woman knowingly and willingly, she's crying out and you're there hurting her, there's a big problem waiting for you ahead. A lot of people are into serious trouble today because they did not consider when a woman began crying. A woman can cry for a very long time, but when she changes, you will never like that woman. That's how it goes. So when you get up and you think you can just go, you sleep you outside, do whatever you want to do, and then you come back, she wants to even talk, you bullshit her, you just talk to her anyhow. At the end of the day, what happens? She sits quiet. That silence is not because she's weak. She just thinks that she should protect her home and her relationship at that moment. But she's going to come back for the second round. She's going to come back, and that time it will be third world war. Now, some women know this thing very well. As I'm talking right now, some of you understand this thing very well. That you have borne that guy for a very long time, and he's taking it for granted. And you go to the point where you do it, and then the woman recognizes that this is what is wrong, and you are there only continue doing it. You come the next day. A woman goes out, come back the next day. It's very common. That's very common today. It's very, very, very common. She just takes her small bag, these bags, and then she puts in her few things, you know, toothbrush, toothpaste, maybe small pants and innerwears and all that, and she's gone. And she sometimes, you're talking about the next day, some of them come back after 1 week. Some of them come back, and then because you just get there and begin to wear the boy's dress, and then they want to see you there with a t-shirt for boy. And for them, it's a pride. For them, it's a pride. But it's a distraction. It has proven that at the long run, it's going to hurt your life, because nature has a way of coming back on people. Nature has a way of coming back. That guy who sees you hurting another person is also conscious that someday you will hurt him. So if you go over and you sleep over, you may think that is a plus, but what they think is different. That the fact that you can come and sleep over knowing that you have a husband at home, I know say this woman not be serious woman. There can be no serious thing coming from this woman's life, because if she can disrespect another man like me, then she can disrespect another man. But some boys don't think like that. Some boys are too mean not to think like that. But that is exactly how I would think. If a woman will leave the husband, comes over to sleep without any respect for that man or maybe her children, then you have to point a finger. You have to look at something. That girl or that boy is a useless person, has no respect, has no future. If you get into a life with that person, they will annoy you, they will disappoint you tomorrow so terribly, because they have no feeling for you. They don't care about your feeling. They don't care how you feel, what you think about it, and that kind of a thing. It's a very dangerous thing. But now, let me tell you, this festive period, when you sleep outside, you have recorded something in the subconscious of that person, and even till 1 year or 2 years, they will always remember that. Never hurt somebody you know, willingly, knowingly. It will come back on you. And it's happening every day. It will come back on you. It will hurt you. That relationship you think you are protecting by sleeping outside. Sorry, they are also smarter. The day you go back home, they will also get another person. And that is how life will go on. And that is how life will go on. Every day it will go on. Let me tell you, come back to your senses. Add respect to your relationship. Even if you have become a thief, a cheat, or whatever, don't hurt that lovely person who loves you. Don't hurt that person who sacrifices for you. Don't hurt that person that goes extra mile to make you happy. Don't hurt that person. Let them be a cheat and a thief, but use sense, because now one thief. When you want to thief, you must use sense, because that is exactly how relationship will be built. But people don't care. They just get up, whoop, I go sleep outside today. Anyhow we want to do, may you do. Maybe just sleep out, just sleep now. You want me to sleep? All right, I will sleep. I will go back any other time. That's a mean woman. She has no respect for herself. She has no respect for family life. She has no respect for relationship. She has no respect for human heart. She has no respect for her own family, because her family is also involved. Certain things we do does not only involve us, it involves our family, involve our friends, involve our neighbors, involve everyone that knows us and loves us. So when you are doing some things, you think you are hurting only one person. No, you're hurting a community, you're hurting a family, you are hurting a lot of people who are involved, who are supposed to be a blessing to you. Be careful. If you must do some things, please do it with wisdom. Don't do it in a foolish way that the person is realizing that this is what you're doing that is wrong, and you are only doing it and hurting it. Someday, what goes around will come around. That's what we always say. What goes around will come around. Don't get up and do things because you think you want to do them. No. Be respectful. Add dignity to your life. Add respect to what you do. If you think you cannot stay in that confines, Add dignity and respect to what you do. Otherwise, you will get up one day and discover that you are in the middle of the sea, that they have dumped you there. Because you think that as you're doing like that, the man is sitting quiet. You are doing like that, the woman is sitting quiet. One day you want to open up your eyes, you will see yourself somewhere else that you don't know what to do. It will be in between the devil and the deep blue sea. Then you begin to ask yourself, what have I done? Just like people say that, like I've just heard one of her brothers just complain that a girl just got up and wrote to him that he doesn't want this relationship again. No, it didn't start that day. There are a combination of so many things you did. So many things you did. You did the first one, they make as if they never cared about it. You did the second one, they made as if they never cared about it. You continued and continued and continued. Now she gets up and sends you a message. She said no, she just abruptly sent it. No, it was not abruptly. You need to tell us what has been happening. You need to tell us how that relationship has been going. You need to tell us what you've been doing that have been hurting. You need to tell us. Sometimes I just avoid greeting other fellow female friends. I just avoid greeting them, especially when you know that you have someone you love who is around you, who cares and who is emotional when those kind of things happen. You just avoid it. Sometimes you just throw your face. Sometimes you just behave as if people don't exist, only because you want to protect the love of your life. You want to protect someone that means so much to you. You may love somebody so much, but the person cannot match up to your taste or to your fancy. Don't hurt them. Don't break their heart. Don't get to a point where you deliberately put your finger in their eyes. It's a very terrible thing. But the world does not want to come to that understanding. The world does not want to come to it. Every day we are building new strategies of hurting people. We are building new strategies of hurting emotions. Psychologically, you are traumatized somebody until the person is planning. He's just looking for the next step. What will people think? If I do this one now, what will people think? That is what is keeping so many of those people you are keeping in your home. Because of what? They are asking that if I do this now, what will people think? If I do this now, my family will call. If I do this now, my friends will complain. If I do it now, my church where I attend, they will complain. So that is why they are still managing you and keeping you. But please don't push it too far, because you can push it to a point where it becomes something you will never come back home. You may sleep outside there and never come back home. A lot of people have gone like that and never come back home.
Now, Apostle Ambe, Valentine, Ngwa, this is also a time where either the guy or the man in the house is receiving a lot of pressure, demands and challenges from exes. That is, you are somebody's wife. This is also a time maybe a guy hurt you some years back and they say, okay, this is a period to ask for forgiveness. Can you forgive me? Can I offer you a gift? And similar activities around this period. I want to make amends. And before you know it, how do we handle this? Do we receive gifts from our exes at all?
I thought the last time we spoke here, we said that once you've made love to a woman and you've gone intimate with her, it becomes very delicate if two of you happens to create any opportunity to meet again, because you go to fan aglow the love that once was shared between the two of you. We do not encourage people who are married to create contact with their exes, except in situations where children are involved. For instance, you had a child with a lady and the child is still with the mother, and then you are now married to another woman. In periods like this, you could send gifts to them, send gifts to both the woman and the child, because there is a link between you and that woman. They always say once a child is involved in a relationship, that child builds a bridge that is never broken as far as life is concerned. Go and get married to whoever you want to get married to. That child remains a bridge between the two of you. And in moments like this, we can tolerate a man to buy gifts and send to the child, send to the ex that he has a child with. But when you guys have nothing like a link or a bridge, I don't see why a woman who is married should be pursued by a guy she left many years ago. That guy is a temptation. That guy is a demon. That guy is an agent of darkness sent to ruin that woman's house. Because it's very difficult for people who have once bonded in the place of sexual intercourse to just separate like that. Even if they separate after 10 years, they will still one day come back. I have met ladies who separated 20 years ago in secondary school still wanting me back at this level. even though married, pastor, with all the anointing I carry, they still desire me, and they would tell me outrightly. Funny thing is that some of these girls are heavy married. So it tells you how delicate it is and how dangerous it is to even create links with people you have once had that kind of intimacy with them. Because not everybody you separated with, you separated out of any problem. Sometimes both of you traveled and then lost contact. So you never had any issues before separating. Meeting after 10 to 15 years is just going back to rekindle the old fire that has been there. So I think it's very delicate for people who know that women are married, men are married, and they are coming within this festive period to come and ask for reconciliation, to come and get engaged again with them, to ask to give them gifts. Please avoid that as a woman, and equally as a man. If an ex who is a lady is hurt pursuing you within this period, the best cure is to avoid. We used to say in English that prevention is better than cure. Please prevent it before you start looking for means to cure it, because it can take only one day. You go and rekindle a flame that was quenched many years ago, and before you want to quench this flame this time around, it becomes very difficult. I used to tell people that sex is sweet when it becomes sin. Sometimes when sex is genuine, it doesn't taste like the way it is tasting when it is sin. That's the reason. So the devil capitalizes on that. It will make the one that you steal sweeter than the one that you are getting genuinely. So do not create any platform or opportunity for the devil to access you in that area by trying to reach an ex whom you don't have any link with. We have said that on this platform. Avoid it. It's delicate and it's dangerous.
Okay, avoid it. I hope the message is gone. I will take a few messages and then we continue with the program. Lister Montana watching from Yaoundé says, good evening, Mr. Liu, and the panel is very educative program. Lister, good evening to you and to family. Sumbele Kelvin from Kong Samba says, good evening, Mr. Liu, and your wonderful panelists. I'm enjoying the program. Madam Asanji encouraging us not to cook and calculate neighbors too is quite encouraging not to waste food. Normally, we can only manage pressure by trying to manage what we have in the pocket. We should remember January has 45 days. Men don't respect women that put them under pressure again. Okay. Good evening, Mr. Leo and panelists. I love the program and topic of today. Russell is writing from Tico. Good evening, Uncle Leo. How can one handle a man that every year, Christmas and New Year, he is always out? For 3 years now, this year, nothing for the poor wife and the child. And each time when I try, like we talk, we always shout at me. I'm so heartbroken. Some of his girls, okay, I know some of his girls. I'm in pain. I've been in this pain for more than 2 years, but nobody in his family or my family knows about it. What goes around comes around. Is alike at the program. Good evening. Eric is writing from Kubo. Yes, Apostle Alfred Esingie. It's also a habit that some men think that when it comes to this period, they just create a problem. They don't give money to the wife, the children, and then listen to what she's saying. He spends the time out there and then just comes later, and she knows some of his girlfriends.
You know, I always look at people and I hear some complaints, the complaints about relationship, I laugh.
Okay.
A woman can give you all her savings, all her earnings, and during this period, she does not bother you for anything. If at all you have been a husband to her. Okay. You have shown her love.
Throughout the year.
Throughout the year. You have shown her love. You have shown her concern. You have been there for her. She can talk to you anytime she wants to talk. She can express herself to you anytime she wants to express herself. You have a respect, and she sees that you truly love her and you respect her. She will give everything. So when you hear somebody getting up and complaining that I'm not going to give, I'm not going to do, no. You don't need to play gymnastics or game. Be genuine. Why do you want to get something in a fake way when you can get it genuinely? Yes, you can get it genuinely. Why don't you go with it? Create a relationship. Let your woman know that you're genuine. Let your girl know that you're genuine. Let them know that you're fine. You express yourself. When you have the money, let them see it. And when you don't have, they will know. Not that you are conto from January to December, then no, for December they must move the small into their pocket. Not true. When you have, they will know. When you don't have, they will know, because your hands are open. You are a good person. So many bad people want relationship to work for them well. You cannot do anyhow and then you don't see anyhow. You do anyhow, you see anyhow. That's why during this period you'll be running away. You're running away for what? Why are you running away? Don't run away. Because you have hurt your home so much. You have made your home so frustrating. You have made your home to look in a very terrible way. So now, to stay around, you are afraid. So you run away. And you don't want to give anything and whatever. What do you think? You think that woman will always remain like that? Especially wise women. I'm telling women that you have to be very wise. I don't want you to always think that you must depend on a man for Christmas presents or Christmas gifts. Never do that. Never. Please, never do that. Never sell your prestige or your pride to a man because he thinks that he can just twist you because of a 5,000 or 10,000. How much can they truly give you for New Year or Christmas? How much? For that 10,000, for that 15,000 or 20,000, that is what you think that he will become a king or write you all over the year because he's going to give you 20,000 francs at the end of the year. No, you don't do that. Don't put your respect in the hands of a man or your pride, your prestige. Save something somewhere. Keep something somewhere. Just begin to drop it. Know that during that period, there is a festive period. You have visitors. Your children will need something or one thing or the other. Just drop something somewhere. Don't depend on a man to the extent where you begin to bring fights or you begin to let neighbors know that your man has left you and go away. How did it come to the point where everybody knows that you don't have what to eat in your house? Is it not because you are careless? You want to expose everything that happens around you? You want to expose your man? Sometimes don't expose your man when they're wrong. Please don't do it.
Yeah, but this lady says that she has been going through this. Neither the family nor the family of the man knows what she's going through.
Good. And that's why I'm trying to tell you something. Some of these our women have to be careful. Please don't lean so much on a man to the point where you begin to feel that if he's not there, things would go very off.
What are you saying, man of God?
Yes.
That the man that you are practically encouraging irresponsibility here.
No.
How are you married and the man would not take care?
If you find out that you are married to an irresponsible man, you develop a shock absorber. That's what happens.
Okay.
You don't keep on complaining on things that you have already discovered. It's an irresponsible man. You already know it from the first year, second year, third year. He's irresponsible. Develop a shock absorber and manage your things yourself. That is it. So many women break down because they think that the man cannot take care of them. If the man was not there, were you marrying because you think that the man should take care of you or what? No, don't do that. Don't do that. I will never advise a man, a woman, to depend solely on the man, especially in a time like this.
Handling now.
You don't do that. You get up and you want the whole world to know that your man does not take care of you during Christmas, abandon you with children and everything. No, don't do that, mama. Please, you did not marry because the man should. You have already discovered, I marry an irresponsible man. Two things. Take him for church in prayer. Give it as a prayer topic. When they are praying, you go and kneel down on the altar and call his name for prayers. Because you believe in Jesus, you believe in God. And then now maybe you begin to save your small money and begin to develop yourself, create relationship, create friends who can be a blessing to you and one to the other. Why don't you work with your own hands to get what you need? Yes. Why don't you work with your own hand? That's why I encourage every woman, you must have a job before you think of getting married. You must have a job. Have something to do before you get married. Yes. Because these men think that sometimes they can control your life because of the small chicken change they give you. The real thing they give is outside there. They don't even give in the house. They give you the small time and they want to give the 5,000. The way they go squeeze the 5,000 in your neck before they give you. They squeeze the 5,000 the next day. You aren't even losing the money self. The money like a counterfeit. You go to the market and you are arguing with the person you want to buy with, whether it is counterfeit or not. And then that is the same man you want to put your trust on. And you want the whole world to hear that he doesn't take care of you. Mama, go and look for a way. Look for a job. Look for a business. Look for something. If you don't know how to start a business with 10,000, get an expert to teach you how to start a business with 10,000 francs. How to start a business with 20,000 francs. How to start an online business. That's why in January and February, by the grace of God, we'll be going around in schools and teaching students how to use their phone to make money, to pay their fees without troubling their parents. We want to teach them all that. We want to teach a lot of people. We want to empower the society in such a way that you will not be depending on a man for everything. You will use your phone and sell businesses. You will use your phone and sell things that your husband will not even realize when you have made millions.
Now, Apostle Ambe, yes. Valentine, Ngwa, we're talking about pressure. We also note that there are differences in the manner of celebration. This is a time where we do forgiveness, we reconcile. It's the time where we celebrate the coming to the world of the Son of God, Jesus Christ, which should be celebrated in a Christian manner.
Yes.
Yes. How do we develop this to bring the entire family to get out of the euphoria that accompanies the celebration of the world and then get into the spiritual?
Yeah, before I will answer that, let me give you an example of a case I'm handling right now.
Okay.
This man is a uniform officer. The wife is called a uniform officer. And the man has been spending on the children, house, feeding. The wife does not show a dime of her salary and does not tell the husband where she keeps it. The wife bought a piece of land without the knowledge of the husband, and she wants to start constructing without the knowledge of the husband. These people who did the investigation came and leaked the secret to the husband. And then the man called me and asked me, what's my opinion? I said, my brother, from every indication, it shows that tomorrow you won't have a say in that house. I would advise you that what you used to give as money for food and other basic necessities, cut it into two. Give your wife half. If she spends the half and there's no money, she'll be forced to send her hand in her own salary and contribute for the family while you save the balance. It is better tomorrow if she wants to play fast on you, you have your own piece of land somewhere with a roof over your head. If not, you'll be frustrated. So that's what Apostle Esingie was saying, that girl should not totally depend on a man. Women become slaves in homes because they don't have nothing to contribute. And if at all the lady has been maltreated by that man, and that maltreatment has not touched her to a level of thinking of being financially independent, then sister, there's a problem wrong with you.
There's a problem. Because
that kind of torture should push you enough to start thinking of being financially independent. Coming back to your question, Mr. Leo, how do we separate the abuse of the day Christmas to its original meaning? That's exactly what you are asking. Because it's supposed to be a day where a holy child was born. It's supposed to be a day of purity, reconciliation, sanctity. But now, it's the opposite. As a matter of fact, people who do not even go to church or worship Jesus exploit that day more than any other person. The real persons who serve God and have a certain level of fear of God in them, they don't even exploit that day rich more than the persons who do not even have that respect for God, because it's a day where the highest fornication, adultery, alcoholic consumption, fighting, nightclub, pregnancies, things that are not even in connection with the person they are celebrating comes up. This has to do with one family. Each family must have brought up their children, because the influence or the reflection of the society is practically the reflection of homes. If there is vandalism in the society, prostitution in the society, it's only an indication that we don't have good homes in the society, because homes are practically a reflection of the kind of society we want to develop. I think we have to go back to the level of family cycles. You will discover that on a day like that, there are children who don't go out, or if they go out, they don't go out to mess up. They go out probably for entertainment. They go out probably for a few things to do, and then they come back home. While there are others who take that day to do the worst things on earth. It has to do with orientation. Families have a very pivotal role to play. That is the day that some parents will put their children eyelashes. Some parents will put nails on their girl child. Some will fry their hair with products and then wear them dresses that expose their breast outside, because in quotes, it is Christmas Day. It is an abuse. They used to say, when the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. I think people do not actually understand the purpose of Christmas, and because they don't know it, they abuse it. They use it for diabolic means. They use it for unnecessary manifestation. They use it for things that are not even related to the essence of that day. And this is the reason why we have to make sure that the essence of Christmas is properly taught, because I don't think since this date Christmas was announced from the Gregorian era till date, a proper understanding has been given to people to know the essence and the purpose of this day. And I think because they do not know the essence and purpose of the day, the purpose is abuse. Yes, it's abuse. So parents also instigate children to do terrible things by the kind of dresses they buy, by the way they dress the children. You will see a child. I saw a picture of about 4 children drinking Castel Export, and these children, the oldest among them was about 13 years old, who gave them the impression that on a Christmas day is a day to drink alcohol, who gave them something they could not do in January, February, March, April, or May. They could not do in June, but during that day called Christmas, they say it's a day of enjoyment. It's a day of doing what you like. It's a day of feeling free. And you discover that most children's education will end on that particular day, because some will get pregnant, will not be able to go back to school in the month of January. That is because the orientation about the day has not properly been explained to children. We don't have a national school where you gather all children to explain that. It has to do with families, parents, educating their children, drilling their children to understand the essence of the day. We go to churches, we act drama of how the Virgin Mary conceived and gave birth to a child, and we come back home, we are this virgin. The person who acted Mary in church as virgin was this virgin on Christmas Day. The boy who said he was Joseph, that protected Mary to go to and give birth in Bethlehem, impregnated a girl that same Christmas Day. The person who acted like the angel that appeared to come and give Mary the news was one drinking a spot in the afternoon. What is the essence of all this drama we act in church with different children? When they come back home, they are a direct opposite of what they represented in church as different roles in a drama group. These are things we think people have to look into when it comes to their families. There is a video I saw of a woman teaching the girl child her private parts. They teach the child like a song. My breast, my buttocks, my private. The girl sang it like a song. Say, if anybody touches it, I'll react. It became a song. Such a child who has been given knowledge on her private parts and sex organs in order to allow anybody access that. If we give this kind of orientation to our children, they will know the essence of the day of Christmas. But the presentation, when I started growing up, I knew that Xmas is a day where everyone can have liberty to do any crime that you could not do in January. As a matter of fact, we used to think that Xmas is the holiest day. Rather, it is January, February, March that will become holier. When it comes to Xmas Day, the most unholy acts are committed on that day. So I think we have to get back to the root, which is the nucleus and the family. That family is the nucleus where we have to start building a better society.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Leo. Please help me ask Apostle, what does the Bible say about a man that doesn't provide for his family? Bertrand is writing from Yaoundé. I love this program so much. All I have to say is that many women should learn how to save money in order not to be embarrassed. Some men are really wicked. Good evening, Mr. Liu and everyone in the studio. After sponsoring my fiancé in the university just about 2 months for us to get married, she told me she made a mistake by falling in love with me, that she is not sure she will cope with me, just from one complaint to another, telling me she wants to refund everything I have spent on her. In the case, what should I do? Okay, this one says, I'm a single mother and dating a married man with 4 kids. I have tried to end the relationship, but to no avail due to pressure from the man. Apostles, you must have something to tell her. She's struggling to end a relationship with a man who has 4 kids, a married man. Hello, good evening to you all in the studio. Your topic is very interesting. The challenges is in the home. It's not usually only in Christmas. The problem has been mature as a man or woman. Today, immature people get in it without proper training, and some without real love. The foundation of marriage is love and submission. At times, we don't get this in marriage. That is the problem. Philip is writing from Owe. Evening to you all. I love the program, sir. How can I teach my wife to manage what we have? at our disposal to maintain our family to today. Okay? Yes.
Yes. Actually, you want me to address 3 of them or just
2?
Okay, 2. I want to let you know this. The way you begin with a woman, that is how she takes it. If you began showing her that you have money, or you can spend, or you can do this, just know that you will continue like that. Yes. But you cannot begin something and then on the way you begin to change without her seeing tangible reasons why you are changing. She should see it. She should be able to see it. So please do everything to be able to explain things to her and make her to see why you people are transcending. If you were spending 10,000 francs on her and now you want to spend 5,000 francs, she has to see why. She should not begin to think that you are spending on another woman or you are spending somewhere else, because that is exactly what used to happen. You used to give this person something, you used to train her on this, but now you are not doing anything at all, or you are doing it far lesser than what you used to do. And she looks around and she thinks that you have. Yes, you have. And that's why you have to really be transparent to the people you deal with, because your spouse or your relationship, because they need to know that you don't have. They need to know that you don't have a source of income. You don't have a job. So that time they will understand that you don't have a job, but not that you have, and they are thinking that you used to have your salary, you used to have income from this area, and now you are still having those income, but you are not still doing the same things you used to do. She's going to fight you and going to take you so seriously. Now, concerning this lady that is saying that you were dating a man with 4 children, and then you are also a single mother. Let me tell you something, these women, you people are very cunning and very tricky sometimes. Please permit me to say what I'm saying right now. Especially these church girls, you have this kind of behavior. You will start with a man very well, and when you have dealt with the man and finished the emotions of the man, then you now come and you want to go for confession. And that confession is not because you want to repent, it's because you have seen another guy you want to continue with. That is a very hurting thing. Church people have this attitude. These girls that go to church, you know, you will start a relationship and you have entered the man in the medulla oblongata, and the thing don't sweet you very well, and then you get up in the middle. Look, why did you
to suddenly become holy?
Yes, why did you go there? That is the truth. Because either you have seen that the man is no longer offering what he can offer, or you now have a better option and you think you want to disgrace this man or ridicule him. Let me tell you something. Sometimes sit with this man and be frank. If I thought genuinely you want to repent, you want to give your life to change, you want to really follow God, and that is what you should be thinking at, not to think of leaving this man and go to another person. Because some of you single mothers, you hurt yourselves. You know you made the mistake to have a child on a single note, and you still continue on that particular limelight. So very soon you will have 2, 3, 4 children and nobody to help you. And the next thing you will do is that you will find another man to hang and solve all your problems. And when you can no longer solve your problems, you go away. Now, as a pastor, if a girl comes to me and want to report, this person has been sleeping with me, this person has been having an affair with me, the first thing I ask you is that, what did you do when you people started? What is your own role you played? And the question is, why are you coming to report only now? Because some of you will report after 2 years. You report after 3 years. And if you want to find out that married man relationship, you have been there for more than 3 to 4 years or 5 years. And now you think that it's time to just hurt him without necessarily proving to him that you have given your life to change. If possible, if you really want to give your life to change, why not go to the church and call him in front of your pastor, so that your pastor can be able to put it clear to him that you are now a child of God and you want to serve the Lord. You no longer want to continue in that, because you will not do that. You won't do it because you know you are planning to go to another man, or you've had a younger person, or you've had somebody you think that want to marry you. Please always reason with people, because people have emotions. No matter how negative they were doing it, no matter whether it was a sin they were committing, but because you have played a role in that person's life, you have become part of that person's life. Emotionally, you are attached to that person, and that person is attached to you. You don't just get up and you think that you end it like that. You have to follow a procedure. He has to really see that you really want a change. You want a better life. You want to move on and be a useful person. If not, he will still be there, especially a man that has gone to love you and be there.
This lady says that, Apostle, please, I am not a lazy woman. I take care of almost everything in the house, so all I need is just advice.
Concerning what?
No, the lady that you said should not depend on the husband. She was complaining that the husband always goes out and comes after some days.
That's why I'm saying that you have developed a shock absorber already. You have known that this is the man you are with.
She should work for the man to change.
That's what I'm saying. You should rather see how you can use. Everybody has a soft spot where you can touch them. That's the truth.
Okay.
Everybody have a soft spot. Yes.
Okay. Good evening, Merry Christmas to you and Happy New Year to you all in advance, and especially to Pa Ambe. It's Kenzika writing from Barefoot. Good evening to you, Kenzika. Hope Barefoot is waxing strong. Evening, Prime. My girlfriend is angry with me because I didn't buy her Christmas dress. I'm James, writing from Boya. James, did you not save money? What goes around comes around. Is I like the program. Good evening, Eric is writing from Kumbo. Good evening to you. My ex-girlfriend is married, but she still wants me. Okay, pray for the spirit of wanting you to leave her. Well, good evening, Mr. Liu and everyone in the studio. After sponsoring my fiance in the university just about 2 months for us to get married, she told me she made a mistake by falling in love with me, that she's not sure she will cope with me, just from one complaint to another, telling me she wants to refund everything I have spent on her. In this case, what should I do? Apostle Ambe is going to answer you. I love this program so much. All I have to say is that many women should learn how to save money in order not to embarrass some men. Okay. This one says, Apostle Ambe, you certainly have something to tell our brother. Good evening, Mr. Liu, and everyone in the studio. I'm enjoying your programs. Please, I'm interested on how to make money using my phone. Thanks. Yvette is writing from Bomenda. Yeah, Apostle, I'm sure we did a program on this, whether you should be spending on a woman before getting married. He says that he has sponsored this girl to university, and the girl now discovers that it was a mistake.
Falling in love with him, and the girl wants to reform. That girl who was not working and has no means of livelihood, you were the one that sponsored her. Where did she suddenly get money to refund you everything you have spent on her? One, she has seen somebody who is better than you financially. Number two, she has seen somebody she admires probably for the level of education the person has. As a matter of fact, it surrounds about her seeing somebody she has classified far more better than you in every ramification.
Yes.
This is not a prophecy. This is a scam. As a marriage counselor, I've scanned it. I'm giving you now the result. Take this result, this scan result. Go and check. You discover that that's exactly what is happening. That girl has seen somebody who has a financial capability you do not have, and the man has promised giving her all the money you spent on her to refund you. Number two, the man has qualities in him that you do not have. So I don't know how they fall in love by a mistake. It is from you people I'm learning now that all the years she was making mistake, and the mistake is continuing, and she continuing the mistake until only when she has gone to the university now that she is realizing that she has made a mistake. Please take this kind of result and go back home as a doctor, a therapist for relationship is giving you. There is somebody who has taken your place in that girl's life who is far more better. You say she wants to refund you. Does she know what it means to refund? You didn't spend money, just money on her. You spent time. You sacrificed your energy. You took risk. Can she pay all those things back? Some people are mad upstairs. When she says she wants to refund you what? Money? Do you think that is only money that is invested in a relationship? It's not just money. Time is invested. Sacrifice is invested. Risk is invested. So does she have money to pay your time wasted? Can she stand the risk you have taken with her all throughout the years?
Your money has developed interest.
Your money has equally developed interest throughout these years. Can she pay with the interest? Does she know how many things you abandoned because of her? So she says she has to pay you. Pay you what? Refund you what? The only thing I would advise you is that you went too far by investing so much in the lady you have not officially married. That's the first error you made. You were supposed to have spent on her, but moderately, not to the extent of assuming her father's responsibility, because a woman is supposed to be educated by the father. That is a societal law, not your husband. So if you do it, you went too far. If you want to do it, do it when the woman has been married to you and she is in your house. You went too far. So brother, I want you to consider that girl as one of the misfortunes you met on your pathway in destiny. And if she can give you the money, take it as a means of compensation. You may find another girl that will love you with that amount of money in your hand, so that you will not lose everything.
Okay. Good evening, sir. I'm the Venus. I've seen situations that a girl will fool a boy that she loves the boy, and when he struggles and find her a job, she leaves him because she can't survive without him. Exactly what Apostle just talked about. What a nice program. Ladies should learn also to support their husbands during festive periods and must not be extravagant. Dr. Shane Tem Gideon, writing from Douala. Good evening to everyone. I am a mother of 3. Have been with a husband for 10 years, but for 3 years today we have been having problems because he told his girlfriend he does not have a wife. I don't know what I can do to stop them. Zita is writing from whom. Good evening to you, Zita, and to everybody watching us from whom, Chieftain of Menchum Division. Good evening, sirs. Just to ask these questions to the man of God in the studio, where in the Bible God or Christ asks us to celebrate Xmas, because when I read the Bible, Genesis to Revelations, nothing like that. In Revelations 22 verse 18 to the end, say, do not add or subtract anything from this holy book. If not, your punishment will be. Bro Aaron is writing from Douala. Good evening to you all in the studio. Merry Christmas to you all, and viewers of Prime Hour. Your program is very educative. I'm Awo Caleb, writing from Yaoundé. Good evening, Mr. Liu, and to the men of God in the studio. There is an argument on Facebook which says Christ is not a name, a noun, nor an adjective, and that those using the name Christ or Jesus are sinning. Can you, the men of God, explain this? The argument even went as far as saying the people who don't believe in Jesus will make heaven. Is this true? Judith is writing from Fusam. Good evening and Merry Xmas, you and my able panelists. I love the program. Codules, please, I'm interested in making money using my phone. Please do well to connect me. Thanks. Yes, can we also help clarify this, since we are celebrating Christmas? Some persons still do not understand the place of Christmas in what Christians are doing today.
Now, Christmas, like any other celebration that we instituted in our families, like birthday celebration, morning celebration, Move Black celebration, these are all occasions that were put by humans to be able to be happy and come together, where families can rejoice. These things are not in the Bible. There are many things you do today which are not in the Bible. Your graduation ceremony, your graduation party, you graduated. Is it written in the Bible that you graduate from school, you do party? Or those kind of things. So these things are things which are instituted and put by people in order to rejoice and to celebrate. Like somebody said, people are celebrating for everything. In everything they drink. They say, thank God he will not die this year, or they drink. When somebody had an accident, they come say, thank God, or he not die, or they drink. You know, people create every avenue for celebration and for coming together. The reason for Christmas may not necessarily be that Jesus was born. It's a period to remember that somebody came into the world. And even if it is that reason, it is a very good reason to remember that somebody came into the world. At least the whole world is talking about the Messiah who came into the world. That this girl is refusing to say that Jesus the Christ. Now, the word Jesus means Savior. Christ means the anointed one. That is what it means. That is, in the Hebrew, or this, they call it Yeshua HaMashiach. That those things, if they want to go and explain those things to you, you will be very confused, because it is mostly pastors that have gone to school and learned all these details. So these are Greek words. Jesus the Christ is a Greek word that to explain that there was someone that came to save people. He was anointed to save. That is what Jesus Christ means. Anointed to save. That is what it means. So, except you want to deny the person of Jesus, but if you want to, if you believe that Jesus truly came, they gave him that name, the anointed one who was anointed to save. That is what it means. So don't begin to make it to look like very big things. So this festive period, they call it festive period. That's why we don't even greet Happy Christmas. We greet season's greetings, because it is like that. If you see, the Americans, they celebrate it differently. They will have to bring Father Christmas. They will have to bring all those things, It's not the birth of Jesus they are really talking about. It is to tell you that there was a period they want to remember. How can we put a day to remember that Big Mama baby died? How can we put a day to remember that we were born? Sometimes a child can be born today, then that period was very busy, you don't have money, and you do the birthday on another day. Those things are like that to remind people of something. So don't get too religious and begin to get yourself.
Why are people questioning the reason for celebrating Jesus Christ?
Yes, sir.
When they celebrate their grandmothers and everybody.
Mr. Leo, I think when people are not properly informed or educated, they become a nuisance to something. The 25th of December was a pagan worship day in the ancient Roman Empire. So, when Christ was born, died, and resurrected, an emperor came that changed that date from a pagan worship day to the day Christ was born.
Instead of worshiping the devil, they should worship
the
God.
Devil, they said they should celebrate it a day Christ was born. Now, we are not celebrating the birthday of Jesus. We are celebrating the birth
of Jesus.
Of Christ. Yeah.
There's a difference between the birthday and the birth.
Good.
At least the Christ was born. By prophecy, Isaiah 7:14 says, a virgin, the Lord himself shall show you a sign. A virgin shall conceive and give birth to a child. His name shall be called Emmanuel. Isaiah 9:6 says, unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given. The government shall be upon his shoulder. His name shall be Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. That's prophecy. Isaiah 40, I hear the voice of one crying in the wilderness, John the Baptist. Prepare ye the way of the Lord. Make every crooked path straight. Fill every valley and level every mountain. Matthew 1:23, a virgin shall conceive and give birth to a child. His name shall be called Emmanuel, and his name shall be called God, meaning God is with us. That's prophecy. And that prophecy was fulfilled by the birth of Jesus Christ of the Virgin Mary in Bethlehem, Judea. That action was the birth of Christ. Now, since we had no historians to record events within that period, there was nobody to register the date. Just like now, there were people born around the 1915s who did not have anybody to register their date.
But again has been given that
name. Yes, I know of many old men around their 90s to 100 who do not even know the day they were born. They just guessed a date and gave it as their birthday. That's the same thing that happened to the case of Jesus. When this emperor came and instituted 25th December, instead of being a date of worshiping the pagan god, to worship the Messiah as his own birthday, we now adopted it in the present day society to worship the birth of Jesus. If they say we should not worship the birth of Jesus, do they acknowledge that a Jesus was ever born? Did he come on this earth? Did he die? Did he resurrect? Is he considered Lord of all? If there is a Jesus that was born, then we are here to celebrate the birth of Jesus. You may have controversy with the name.
Yes.
But you don't have controversy with the birth. Go to school, learn. I'm talking as somebody that has a PhD in Christian leadership. So when you don't know, ask questions before you start making unnecessary disturbances in airspace. Okay. We are here to answer you.
Okay. Good evening, Leo. I love this program so much. I salute you. I have a worry. I married 7 years ago, and a prophet told me the man I'm with is not my man, and he is seeing another man coming. Pastor, I'm confused. Please, I need help. This lady is writing from Mamenda. Again, he said my husband used charm on me, that I'm under his control. Please, I need your help.
That's a serious thing, is it? How do people begin to think like this? How do you know that your husband used charm on you?
A prophet told you that the man you are married to is not your husband. And sister, that's what she said now. That the man used a charm on her. Okay. The first question we'll have to ask you watching this program is, before you got married to that man, what did you have? What property or inheritance did you have that the man would charm you to get? That's the first question we are asking. Number two, was the man mad, disabled, crippled, or paralyzed, that he had a disadvantage that he had to use the charm to get you? Number three, since you started living with that man, is the man wicked, maltreating you, or somehow? If you put all these things together and you realize that all what we have mentioned here your husband is not guilty of. I want to make you understand that we as servants of God, we can also make mistakes. It doesn't mean that because a prophet told you a prophecy, it came from God. Please. That's why the Bible says, let 2 or 3 persons judge a prophecy to authenticate the source, because a lot of humans are speaking in the name of God. When we talk about a man, your husband used charm on you, sister, I wish to ask, since you started staying with that man, are you the one providing for the house, taking care of everything, and the man is working out, and yet you are being responsible? Or does that man labor to take care of a man he has charmed? I want you to put, they used to say, he that wants to build a house should sit down and count the cost. Don't just go spirit. Calm down, put things on ground, count the cost, and see how that relationship is. Do you have peace in that home? Are you both growing gradually? Put the pros and the cons, and then you judge it. Don't just conclude because the prophet told you that they might not your husband. Because that information could be the reason you are acting the way you are acting now. Check yourself before you receive that prophecy. You will realize that attitude was far more better before you receive the prophecy. The day you receive prophecy, you start acting out based on the influence of that prophecy.
And very soon you will establish a relationship with the prophet.
With the prophet.
And the prophet will start beginning to help his neighbor, neighbor.
Okay, cool. Greetings, Mr. Leo and great men of God. Following this program is a continuous learning process. Please permit me use this opportunity to ask wise men of God. I have a kid out of wedlock. My wife has not been around. Honestly, I love my wife, but this temptation of side chick landed me in having a baby. However, I had to man up and disclose to my wife about my mess. I am still in hot waters for 1 month now, as my wife has vowed not to listen to anything concerning the child. Man of God, advice, please. Okay, he's writing from the US.
Yeah, it's obvious. Don't talk about the child. Why are you talking about the child now? If she doesn't want to hear that, she's trying to go through the healing process. It's a hurt.
Okay.
It's a wound you have created in her heart. Let her heal. It's just 1 month, and you're saying that it's 1 month now. This thing, you can even wait for 5 years before you talk about the child. That's how this thing goes. Because you have hurt her. You have wounded her. Don't be rushing. Don't rush. Women take time to be healed. They want to be sure that you're not going to make the same mistakes. They want to be sure that you're not going to enter into that. If I just let it go now, you will go into another one that is going to be more serious for her. So give her time to heal. Don't talk about the relationship. Build trust again. Build relationship again. Try to go closer. Try to make her to understand that you're also weak. She was not around. You had an encounter that landed you into all this. That's the truth. She has accepted it. But she has decided that she doesn't want to hear about that. Please let it be. It is very normal. Wounds take a longer time to heal, and sometimes she may even be the one to want to look after that child tomorrow. So give her some time. Give her some time to think. Give her some time to reason. Give her some time to heal. She may also take counsel from other people that would heal. And then later on in life, you may take her for a counseling session where you can talk with experts, and they will tell you, because she believes that if you keep on talking about that child, you will still get interested in the mother of the child. That is how it is. Her main problem is not even the child, but the mother of the child. Because that is how men are. We have just said here that when you keep on establishing a relationship with your ex, for one reason or the other, you will see yourself getting back to it because of that relationship. That's why women fight so hard. That's what women do. They fight so hard in that kind of a relationship, in that kind of a situation, because they know that you're going to establish a bond with the mother of the child. Especially maybe she doesn't have her own child, or maybe she has her own children. She will also be feeling that it's a threat to her own children, that there will be distraction. You'll be spending on the other child, and then her own children may not get the full measure of what they are supposed to get as children of the man. That's the truth. So please give time to time. Give some time. Let people heal. Asa, it's too early. 1 month is too early. Give sometimes years. Let me tell you, give years. 2, 3, 4, 5 years. And she will be the one to ask you even, That China, how I hope you're not. You say, well, no, I've not been talking about it. You say you say I should not talk about it now. I just forgot about it for now. You know, if there are some laws that have been put in place, because I know places like America, there are some laws that you have to, you know, child upkeep and all the like. That one is by the law. So that one you don't have a choice. You have to just keep on doing that to take care of the child without necessarily talking to the woman.
Okay.
She don't want to hear that.
Good evening, Mr. Liu and the panelists. Madoff Mulwa from Boya. I am so impressed with the level of maturity and dignity you people handle facts. To Apostle Ambe, tell him that he is pregnant with wisdom. This generation needs such words. I will advise that the apostle should write books if he is not doing so. God bless you all. We are soon going to be leaving the studio this evening. Good evening, Mr. Liu and your wonderful panel. I just wish to ask the difference between Xmas and Christmas. And Sama Nestor writing from Yaoundé, there's no difference between.
There is.
Okay, there is Xmas and
yes,
Christmas.
Yes.
Okay.
Christmas means Christ means anointed one. Mass means gathering of people. It means the gathering of anointed people.
Okay.
The gathering of anointed people. The word Xmas is when atheists did not want to accept the reality of Christmas. So they put X. X means something that has passed.
Okay.
There is no gathering. Xmas means the thing is no longer exists. So atheists who do not believe that there is God,
They
change
celebrate
it from Christmas to Xmas.
Okay.
So don't ever say Happy Xmas. Happy Xmas is a statement from atheists. Christmas is a statement from Christians. The gathering of anointed one. Christ means anointed one. Mass means gathering of people. So definition of Christmas is the gathering of the anointed. So when they say Xmas means the gathering of people who are the ex-gathering of people. So there's no more gathering. So don't go and follow that Xmas. Xmas is an atheist definition of the existence of Christmas. They are trying to roll out the fact that Xmas does not exist. Christmas does not exist.
Okay. Let's take this another intervention. Last intervention from Miss Asanji, Yvette from Bomenda.
Christmas is just a day. New Year is a whole year. You know, once we are in 2023, you can still say Happy New Year, Happy New Year. So don't act like if you don't cook it on that Christmas day or if you don't cook it on that New Year day, no, you have not celebrated Christmas. You can celebrate Christmas just with the little that you have. I think what matters most is the peace at home, is the love at home, you know, the unity. Do you know that people that have all of what you're looking for to celebrate the Christmas, the wine, the chicken, is it goat meat, pork meat, you want to name them? Do you know some of the, let's say some women have them, or let's say some homes have them in abundance, but there is no peace. I mean, no peace. Even with the food, you see them line up on the table, you cannot still have the appetite to eat it because there is no peace. So when we talk about celebration, I want to believe that it should be more of, you know, the peace, having that peace in you first. Even if you don't have what to eat, if you're happy with your spouse, if you, both of you are peaceful, you're healthy, it's something to thank God. How many people even saw this Christmas? Do you know that there are people that we began this year with, and there are no more? So seeing Christmas 2022 is a whole, you know, Thanksgiving. You should celebrate. You should thank God for it. We are celebrating Christ. Even though some churches will say no, they don't want to celebrate Christmas because Christmas is not in the Bible. But if we believe that Jesus was born, he was born. When was the day? It is not a problem. But if the whole world should come together to agree that this is the day that we should celebrate as his birth, then it's okay. He was born. It's not like he was not born. Did he appear? He did not appear. Jesus did not appear. So there is no reason saying that celebrating Christmas is satanic and all of that. So that's what people think. It is not, because Jesus Christ was born. And in fact, there is a day that he was born. And if the world has put aside this particular day to celebrate him, it's okay. We are not saying that that's the exact day he was born. So you can celebrate Christmas with, you know, more of thanksgiving, being thankful to God for your life, for your family. That's why if you, I said on my page, if you remove Christ, if you, I said on my page, if you remove Christ from Christmas, no, it's no longer Christmas, right? So you need to celebrate this period with, you know, be full of thanksgiving, be conscious. Don't be too excited. Don't be too carried away. It's a period to celebrate, yes, but it's also a period to, you know, be thankful. Just be thankful. Thankful for your life. Thankful for your family. Thankful for your business, your marriage, your children. You can name them. Don't concentrate too much on what is there to eat and what is not there to eat. There's a scripture in the Bible that says, if God can, you know, feed the birds of the air, what more of humans? Why should we bother about what we have to eat and what we have to drink? I think women should learn how to grow past that stage of, if they don't have food in their home for Christmas, and I mean the kind of, you know, food in large quantities, it is not Christmas. No. You can still cook 1 cup of rice on Christmas. It's Christmas. In fact, you must not even cook rice. Some of us cook rice just because it is children's mindset of Christmas. So you want to make them feel it. You want to make them experience it. If I'm just there with my husband, I don't even think I'll need to put anything like, you know, this. It's not very necessary. It's not. So let's not make it a problem if it's not available. If it's available, fine. If it is not, it is not. Still thank God for your life. You still have your life to thank God for. And some women will even go as far as even asking their own dresses. Seriously, if they buy you a Christmas dress and you wear on Christmas, if you're a woman and they buy you a dress, a new dress, and you wear it on Christmas, I'm serious. In fact, you're not matured enough. Seriously, you're not matured. Because even if they were to buy me a Christmas dress, I'm not sure I'll put it on Christmas Day. Let's just say they bought me a new dress. I'm not, you know, so let us keep this kind of mentality, this kind of mindset away, and understand that when we are celebrating, it does not mean that we must celebrate in plenty before it can become Christmas. No. We should be happy with what we have. Celebrate knowing that there is a tomorrow. Please take note of that. After Christmas, after New Year, we have other days to live, right? And you know, January is very long. So I want to say that people should celebrate this last part of the festive period in a cautious way. Be mindful of tomorrow. There are still days ahead that needs more money, needs needs you in good health. Don't eat and even get sick. I think that's just that, Mr. Liu. Thank you so much.
Today, my wife is having a child outside. We got married now. We are happy with 2 beautiful daughters. Anytime she visits her parent, for her to return, it always very hard to my side. The mother would say, let her stay, this is her home. So I'm talking to you right now. The father passed away last month. Up to date, she never returned home. I've been going to their house for several occasions. I told her to come back home. To my surprise, she told me she had to wear black for a whole year because of the death of her father. I need advice, okay? What do we tell our brother? He is writing from Gambia, from Banjul in Gambia.
Your mother-in-law has an edge over your wife, which is very dangerous. When women get married, they leave their father and their mother and they are cleaved to their husband. You become the #1 authority in your wife's life, not your wife's mother or her father. Secondly, it is a wife that mourns her husband, not the daughter. Your mother-in-law is the one to wear black, not your daughter. I don't know the kind of custom and tradition you people have there, but back here in Cameroon, it is mothers that wear black for their husband, if at all the custom permits. If your wife is wearing black for her father, then there is something special about that family that you are yet to know. So you better talk to your wife.
That's a sign to just tell you immediately that that's not your wife.
Yes.
It's a sign to tell you that maybe she's in the village with another man, you are there doing your own thing in the city. That's just it. So just let some of these things be.
Okay, we are going to be ending the program with this book that is written by a brother. If you are looking for a book that will help you to change your mindset to a true entrepreneurial one, there is this great book there, as you can see on your screen. We are going to, I'll be receiving him here in the show next week to talk about the book to change our mindset. But we are going to be leaving you with this interview that was granted to My Media Prime by the mayor of Fundong Council. He had a chat with the population of Fundong to also tell them, listen to them and tell them what they are planning to do. He granted this interview to our Northwest-based correspondent, Charles Kibwa. We want to thank all of you who took time off to watch the edition. Stay blessed. Bye-bye. But let us take a listen to this.
Live their normal lives. Part of the training that I am talking about, it could be those to undergo the training. So, being in the bush for 6 years with no progress, and taking the municipality far back. You heard villages that we used to pay 300 francs to go to. Now we pay 3,000. You heard places that we used to pay 1,000 to go to. Now we pay 6,000. There is no mercy. All these projects I'm talking about are able to start with no problem. So I am still pleading to them. We are the ones giving information to the bush. We are the ones who have relatives in the bush. Let us appeal to the consciences of these children who picked up arms against the state. That the head of state, President Paul Biya, has extended an olive branch in various domains. So we must come up with a vocational training center that will train children and send out. They might not remain here to work with us. They will go out so that wherever they find themselves in the Republic or out of the Republic of Cameroon, they will be able to do something, in turn, collect something substantial for the Fundong Council. Wasted 3 hours. I want to say wasted. Nothing from it, it will really be wasted. So let it not go there wasted, as I'm saying. The only way we to boost the economy of the municipality. One of the ways that sustain them, change somewhere, and something that will pay them better than us, a lot of manpower. And the only way to make the manpower really live on what they can do is to give them training. Yeah, we will come out with social economic groups so that we can work together. Now, that is when we can talk of assistance of the council to those groups. Fundong Economic Days in the months ahead, where we will bring together all economic operators, craftsmen, and in general, all the youths, so that we sit down and we chat the way forward.